Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English After Hours. I'm Tim.
And I'm Steph. You know what happened to me this morning? I was rushing to catch the bus, fumbling with my phone to check the schedule, when this elderly gentleman next to me said, "Excuse me, dear, but your bus tracking app is showing the wrong information. The 8:15 bus was canceled today."
How did he know that? Was he using the same app?
That's what I thought. But when I looked at his phone, he wasn't even using a bus app. He had signed up for text message alerts from the transit authority. Meanwhile, I was completely dependent on this fancy app that apparently wasn't working properly.
That's such an interesting contrast. High-tech versus simple-tech solutions to the same problem.
Exactly. And then he said something that really made me think. He told me, "I learned long ago that the most advanced technology isn't always the most reliable. Sometimes the old ways work better."
Wise advice. Did you make it to your appointment on time?
I did, thanks to his help. But the whole experience made me realize how much we rely on technology without even thinking about it. I use apps for everything: transportation, food delivery, communication, entertainment.
It's true. Technology has become so integrated into our daily lives that we often don't notice how dependent we've become until something doesn't work properly.
And speaking of technology dependence, something funny happened in my workshop yesterday. I asked participants to brainstorm ideas on paper before using computers, and half the group looked panic-stricken because they'd forgotten how to organize thoughts without digital tools.
I see similar reactions when the Wi-Fi goes down at school. Students who can navigate complex social media platforms suddenly can't figure out how to research topics using physical books.
It's fascinating how technology can both enhance and limit our capabilities. We gain incredible access to information and communication, but sometimes lose basic problem-solving skills.
That's such a relevant observation for today's world. Technology literacy has become as important as traditional literacy, but we also need to maintain balance.
And for English learners, technology vocabulary is absolutely essential now. Whether you're discussing digital communication, troubleshooting technical problems, or expressing opinions about technology's impact on society.
Plus, technology topics appear frequently in IELTS exams. Questions about how technology affects education, communication, or daily life are very common.
Perfect. Our technology encounters this week show exactly why this vocabulary is so practical and important.
I think we've perfectly illustrated why today's lesson on technology and digital life is so relevant for modern English learners.
Absolutely. Today, we're exploring technology vocabulary that's essential for navigating our increasingly digital world.
Before we dive into tech vocabulary, please remember to subscribe to English After Hours, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up.
And remember, we upload new English lessons every single day. Make sure you don't miss tomorrow's episode.
Today we're covering essential vocabulary for discussing modern technology, digital communication, social media, and how technology impacts our daily lives.
That's right. Whether you're troubleshooting technical problems, discussing digital entertainment, describing work technology, comparing online and offline activities, or expressing opinions about technology's benefits and drawbacks, this vocabulary is essential for effective communication.
You'll use this vocabulary when explaining technical problems, discussing digital entertainment, describing work technology, comparing online and offline activities, and expressing opinions about technology's benefits and drawbacks.
Since Tim uses technology primarily for work and communication, while I rely heavily on digital tools for creative work and research, we can explore different approaches to technology use and digital life.
Let's start by talking about our personal relationships with technology and how it has changed our daily routines.
Steph, after my bus app experience this morning, I've been reflecting on how much technology I use without thinking about it. How would you describe your relationship with technology?
I'd say I'm a practical technology user rather than an early adopter. I tend to learn new technologies when they solve specific problems or make my work more efficient, but I'm not drawn to gadgets just because they're new or trendy.
Can you give examples of how you use technology in your teaching work?
I use a computer for lesson planning, creating presentations, and grading assignments. I've learned to use educational apps that help students practice grammar and vocabulary, and I use video conferencing for parent meetings and professional development workshops. But I still prefer face-to-face interaction for most teaching activities because I think human connection is crucial for language learning.
That's a thoughtful balance. How has technology changed your teaching methods over the years?
Technology has definitely made some aspects of teaching more efficient. I can create interactive presentations, find authentic materials online, and communicate with students and parents more easily. However, I've also learned to be selective about when to use technology. Sometimes a simple conversation or handwritten activity is more effective than a digital solution.
What about your personal life? How do you use technology for communication and entertainment?
I use my smartphone for basic communication, calling, texting, and email. I listen to podcasts and audiobooks, use maps for navigation, and check the weather. But I try to limit recreational screen time and maintain offline hobbies.
That sounds like a very intentional approach to technology use.
What about you, Stef? How would you describe your relationship with digital technology?
I'm probably more tech-dependent than you are. As a freelance writer, digital tools are essential for my work. Research, writing software, communication with clients, file sharing, and online collaboration.
How has technology changed the way you work as a writer?
The internet has completely transformed research capabilities. I can access academic papers, interview sources remotely, fact-check information instantly, and collaborate with editors in real time, regardless of geographic location. Cloud storage means I can work from anywhere, and digital communication allows me to work with clients worldwide. But it also means I am constantly connected and need to actively create boundaries between work and personal time.
Do you see any drawbacks to this digital dependence in your profession?
Sometimes I miss the slower, more contemplative pace of traditional writing and research. The constant connectivity can be distracting, and the pressure to respond to emails and messages immediately can interrupt deep work.
Now let's learn essential vocabulary for different types of technology and digital devices.
Digital devices: smartphone, laptop, tablet, desktop computer, smartwatch, wireless headphones, smart TV, gaming console.
Communication technology: video calling, instant messaging, email, voicemail, text messaging, social media, chat applications, video conferencing.
Internet services: cloud storage, streaming services, online banking, e-commerce, web browsing, search engines, online education, digital downloads.
Let's practice describing technology use and digital habits. This vocabulary is essential for IELTS speaking tasks about modern life and daily routines.
How do you typically use technology throughout a normal day?
I start my morning by checking weather and news on my phone while drinking coffee. During my commute, I listen to educational podcasts or audiobooks using wireless headphones.
What technology do you use during your workday?
At school, I use a laptop for lesson preparation and a projector for classroom presentations. I check email periodically and use educational apps with students for interactive practice activities. In the evening, I might stream a documentary or educational program, but I try to put devices away at least an hour before bedtime to improve sleep quality.
That's excellent digital hygiene. How do you describe your technology use patterns? I probably spend 8 to 10 hours per day using digital devices for work, writing on my laptop, researching online, communicating with clients through email and video calls, and managing files through cloud storage.
How do you manage the potential for digital overload?
I've learned to use focus tools that block distracting websites during writing time, and I set specific hours for checking email rather than responding constantly. I also take regular breaks from screens and maintain offline hobbies like gardening.
Those sound like important strategies for maintaining digital well-being in a technology-dependent career. Now let's learn vocabulary for social media platforms and online communication.
Social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, Pinterest, WhatsApp.
Social media activities: posting, sharing, liking, commenting, following, unfollowing, messaging, tagging, uploading, and downloading.
Online interaction: profile, feed, timeline, stories, live streaming, video chat, group chat, online community, digital content.
Let's practice discussing social media use and online communication habits. These topics are common in IELTS speaking questions about technology and social interaction.
How do you use social media, and what benefits do you see from online communication?
I use social media primarily to stay connected with friends and family who live far away. Facebook helps me keep up with important life events, and LinkedIn is useful for professional networking with other educators.
What do you enjoy about social media communication?
I appreciate being able to maintain relationships with people I wouldn't otherwise stay in touch with regularly. It's also convenient for organizing group events and sharing photos from trips or special occasions. However, I'm selective about my social media use and try to avoid spending excessive time scrolling through feeds or comparing myself to others' online presentations.
I use social media to supplement, not replace, in-person relationships. I might use Instagram to stay updated on friends' lives, but I prioritize face-to-face meetings, phone calls, and real-world activities for meaningful social connection.
That seems like a healthy approach to digital and traditional social interaction. Now let's learn vocabulary for technology problems and digital troubleshooting.
Common tech problems: slow internet, frozen screen, app crashes, low battery, storage full, Wi-Fi disconnection, software bugs, system updates.
Technical solutions: restart the device, clear the cache, update the software, check the connection, contact technical support, backup data, reset settings.
Getting help: troubleshooting guide, customer service, online tutorials, tech support, user manual, FAQ section, community forums.
Let's practice describing technology problems and seeking technical help. This vocabulary is practical for anyone using digital devices regularly.
Have you ever experienced frustrating technology problems, and how did you resolve them?
Last month, my laptop started running very slowly and freezing frequently. At first, I thought it was broken and considered buying a new one, which would have been expensive.
What steps did you take to diagnose and fix the problem?
I started by checking how much storage space was available and discovered that my hard drive was almost completely full. I deleted old files, moved photos to cloud storage, and uninstalled unused programs. I also updated the operating system and ran virus scanning software. These simple steps completely resolved the performance issues and saved me hundreds of dollars on a new computer.
That's excellent problem solving. How do you approach technology problems when you can't fix them yourself?
I usually start with online search engines to find solutions to specific error messages or problems. Technology forums and YouTube tutorials often have step-by-step solutions for common issues.
What do you do when self-help doesn't work?
If I can't resolve the problem independently, I contact official customer support or visit a local technology repair service. I've learned to clearly describe the symptoms and what I already tried, which helps technicians diagnose issues more efficiently.
Being able to communicate technology problems clearly is really important for getting effective help.
Now let's learn vocabulary for discussing technology's impact on society and daily life.
Positive impacts: increased connectivity, improved efficiency, access to information, educational opportunities, remote work possibilities, global communication.
Negative impacts: digital addiction, privacy concerns, social isolation, reduced attention span, job displacement, cybersecurity threats.
Balanced perspectives: mixed benefits, depends on usage, requires moderation, both advantages and disadvantages, changing social norms, evolving technology.
Let's practice expressing opinions about technology's effects on modern life. This type of discussion is very common in IELTS speaking and writing tasks.
What do you think are the most significant positive impacts of technology on education?
Technology has dramatically increased access to educational resources. Students can now access online courses, digital libraries, and educational videos from anywhere in the world, which helps reduce educational inequality.
Are there any negative effects of technology in education that concern you?
I worry that excessive screen time might affect students' attention spans and social skills. There's also a risk that students become too dependent on technology for information and lose critical thinking abilities. The key is finding balance, using technology to enhance learning while maintaining essential human skills like conversation, handwriting, and independent problem solving.
How do you think technology has changed social relationships?
Technology has made it easier to maintain long-distance relationships and connect with people who share similar interests regardless of geographical location. However, some people spend more time on digital communication than face-to-face interaction.
Do you think technology has improved or harmed communication quality?
I think it depends on how people use technology. Digital communication can supplement real-world relationships effectively, but it shouldn't completely replace in-person interaction, which provides emotional nuances that digital communication often lacks.
Those are thoughtful perspectives on technology's complex effects on human relationships.
Now let's learn vocabulary for discussing future technology trends and digital innovation.
Emerging technologies, artificial intelligence, machine learning, virtual reality, augmented reality, blockchain, Internet of Things, 5G networks, autonomous vehicles.
Future predictions, technological advancement, digital transformation, automation, smart cities, digital currency, remote healthcare expansion, online education expansion.
Technology concerns, job automation, privacy protection, digital divide, ethical concerns, environmental impact, cybersecurity, data protection.
Let's practice discussing future technology trends and their potential impacts. This vocabulary is useful for IELTS writing tasks about technological development and social change.
What future technology developments do you think will most significantly affect daily life?
I believe artificial intelligence will increasingly help with routine tasks like scheduling, customer service, and basic decision-making. This could free up human time for more creative and interpersonal activities.
Are you optimistic or concerned about AI development?
I'm cautiously optimistic. AI could solve many problems and improve efficiency, but we need careful regulation to ensure it benefits society broadly rather than just increasing inequality or replacing human judgment inappropriately. Education will need to evolve to prepare students for a world where AI handles routine tasks, emphasizing uniquely human skills like creativity, empathy, and complex problem solving.
What technology trends do you think will affect your writing work? AI writing tools are already changing how content is created, which could affect demand for certain types of writing. However, I think there will always be need for human creativity, cultural understanding, and personal voice in writing.
How are you adapting to technological changes in your industry?
I'm learning to use AI tools as assistants for research and editing, while focusing on developing skills that technology can't easily replicate, like cultural sensitivity, emotional intelligence, and original thinking.
That sounds like a smart strategy for working with technology rather than being replaced by it.
Let's review everything we learned today. We covered digital devices and technology use, social media platforms and online communication, technology troubleshooting, and technology's social impacts and future tech trends.
We learned essential vocabulary for describing digital habits, discussing digital communication, solving technical problems, and expressing opinions about technology's role in modern society.
Remember, technology vocabulary is incredibly important for IELTS speaking and writing tasks about modern life, social change, education, and communication. Plus, it's essential for navigating daily life in our digital world.
This vocabulary connects with our previous lessons too. Technology affects work efficiency, social relationships, health monitoring, travel planning, food delivery, and educational opportunities.
Practice tip. This week, try describing your daily technology use and digital habits using today's vocabulary. Think about both benefits and challenges of your relationship with technology.
For IELTS preparation, practice answering common technology questions like, how has technology changed communication? Or, what are the advantages and disadvantages of social media?
You can also practice expressing opinions about technology's impact on society using the balanced perspective vocabulary we learned today.
Before we finish today, we have your homework assignment.
Tell us about your technology use and digital experiences in the comments. Use the vocabulary we learned today.
For example, you could write, I use my smartphone for communication, navigation, and entertainment. Social media helps me stay connected with friends, but I try to limit screen time to maintain work-life balance.
Or, technology has improved my access to educational resources and global communication. However, I sometimes struggle with digital distractions and prefer in-person interaction for meaningful conversations.
Challenge. This week, try to analyze your technology habits and describe one change you can make to improve your digital well-being.
Tomorrow, we'll explore art and creativity, essential vocabulary for discussing artistic expression, creative processes, and cultural appreciation.
Tomorrow, we'll explore art and creativity, essential vocabulary for discussing artistic expression, creative processes, and cultural appreciation.
Thank you so much for learning with us today. Please subscribe to English After Hours, like this video, and share it with your friends who are learning English.
Remember, we upload new lessons every day, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss tomorrow's episode.
Keep practicing, use technology wisely, and we'll see you tomorrow for another essential English lesson.
Goodbye from English After Hours.
Bye, everyone.